Hi, welcome to my video on simplifying square root radicals. In this video we're going to do method 2. It's called prime factorization. And this is part 1 of that series on prime factorization. Method 2, prime factorization. Remember the first method we did was with the greatest perfect square, but this is the prime factorization. Find the square root of each by the prime factorization. Examples. 4 is 2 times 2. So there's 2 2's, so we take 1. 9 is 3 times 3. So there's 2 3's, so we take 1. And the root of 25 is 5 times 5. And there's 2 5's, so we'll take 1. And 169 is there. 169 is 13 times 13 if you have it memorized, or you have to use your calculator to see what it's going to be. And because there's 2 13's, I take 1. Notice we're not saying it's the greatest common factor. We're saying that if you have in square root, because 2 is squared, 2 times 2, we take one of them. Or 3 times 3 is 3 squared, we take one of them. Let's continue. Each one above has a perfect square under the square root symbol, which is a 4, a 9, a 25, a 169. Every perfect square has 2 factors which are the same. So every perfect square has 2 factors which are the same. So the square root of a perfect square is one of those factors that are the same. So we got 2 2's, we take 1. We got 2 3's, we take 1. We got 2 5's, we take 1. We got 2 13's, we take 1. In summary, the square root of any 2 factors that are the same is one of those factors. So if you have 2 factors that are the same underneath the square root sign, you take one of them out. Let's continue. Practice. Find the square root of each. So if you have 2 4's, we take one of them. If you have 2 6's, we take one of them. If you have 2 11's, we take one of them. So just think, 4 times 4 is 16, so square root of 16 is 4. 6 times 6 is 36, the square root of 36 is 6. 11 times 11 is 121, square root is 11. So we're going with the idea in prime factorization. If we have 2 factors the same underneath the square root, we take one of them out. If you have the pattern, try these. So pause the video and see if you can work these out. Press play when you get them done. We have 2 A's, we take 1. We have 2 Y's, we take 1. We have 2 H's, we take 1. We have 2 3B's, 3B, 3B, so we take 3B. We have x plus 1 twice, so we take one of them. Let's continue. Knowing this pattern. What if a number has a single factor besides the 2 that are the same? Simplify each radical. Root 2 cannot be simplified because it only has 1 2. 2 times 2 times 3, we have 2 2's, so we take one of them out, and we let the other one stay. 2 times 3, we have 2 3's, so that's a 9, so we take one of them out, and we let the 2 stay because there's only one of them. D, 3 times 5, we have 2 5's, so we take the 5 out, and we let the 3 stay underneath because there's only one of them. Now in this case I have 3 3's, but for these 2 I have 2 of them, so I take 3 out because that's a 9, which is a root 3, and the other 3 stays inside. Practice. Pause the video and work these answers out to see if you're right. When you get them done, press play. Simplify each radical. So we got 2 7's, so we take the 7 out and the 2 stays. We got 2 11's, so we take the 11 out, and the 3 stays. We got 2 2s, so we take the 2 out, and the 5 stays. And we got 3 2s, so for those 2, there's 2 2s, so we take that. For those 2, that one comes out, and the other 2 stays. Number 5, 3 times 3 times 13. I have 2 3s, so I take the 3 out, and the 13 stays underneath because there's only one of them. And here I have 2 13s, so we take the 13 out. There's only one 11, so it stays underneath the root. And in this one, 7 times 19 times 19, I have 2 19s, so I take the 19 out because there's 2 of them, and the 7 stays. So hopefully you're seeing the pattern, everything is going well. For the square root, for every 2 factors underneath the root that are equal, we take one of them out because those 2 factors form a perfect square. What if a number has pairs of equal factors and one or more single factors? Well, let's continue with these now. Let's see what happens. Simplify each radical. We got a 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. So I got 2 2s. So I take the 2 out. And inside, I have 1 3, 1 5. They have to stay. So that becomes a 15. In B, I have a 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. And a 5. I have 2 2s. So I take the 2 out. I have 2 3s. So I take a 3 out. And I only have 1 5, so the 5 stays. So 2 times 3 is 6 root 5. Notice there's a multiplication when you take these out, so it's 2 times 3. C, I have 2 3s, 2 5s, a 7, and 11. So there's 2 3s, so I take the 3 out. There's 2 5s, so I take a 5 out. And I have a 7 times 11 left inside. So that gives me 15 root 77. And again, if you take a calculator and check it out to see if it's right, see if you get the same decimal. And it's an irrational number, so you just keep going, but it doesn't repeat or terminate. D, I got 3 2s, a 7, and a 13. So those 2 2s, that's a 4, so I take 1 out. So this 2 stays. I have 2 7s. So 2 7s, I take 7 out. And there's only 1 13, so it stays. So there's a 14 and a 26. Notice I'm circling them, because when I circle them, I keep track of selecting them. Practice. Pause the video, work out these answers to see if you're going to get them right, and press play when you're finished. Check the answers. 2 3s, so I take a 3 out because there's 2 of them. There's only 1 5 and 1 7, so that becomes a 35. So 3 root 35. I have 2 2s, so I take a 2 out. I have 2 5s, so I take a 5 out. There's only 1 7, so that gives me a 10 root 7. Number 3. 2 2s, 3 2 7s. So I got 2 2s, so I take a 2 out. A 3, I only have 1 of them, so that will stay. I have 2 7s, so I'll take the 7 out. And 2 times 7 is 14 root 3. Number 4, I have 2 2s, so I'll take a 2 out. I have, this 2 is not coming out, so he stays. I have 2 3s, so a 3 is coming out. So that's a 6 root 2. Number 5, I have 2 2s here, and I have another 2 2s and 1 5. So for those 2 2s, I get a 2 coming out. For those 2 2s, I have another 2 coming out, and there's a 5 remains, so that's a 4 root 5. And number 6, I want to do simplify. So I got 2 3s, so I take a 3 out. I got 2 5s, so I take a 5 out. And the 2 is only 1 of them, so that stays. So that's a 15 root 2. Number 7, I have 2 2s, so I'll take the 2 out. I have 2 3s, so I'll take the 3 out. And what's left? I have a 2 left and a 3 left. So that's a 6 root 6. And number 8, I have 2 2s. So I take a 2 out. I have 2 7s. So I take a 7 out. And the rest, I got 1 3 and 1 11. So 2 7s are 14 and 3 11s are 33. Hopefully you can see what I'm trying to demonstrate. For every 2 factors that you have the same underneath the root, you can take one of them out. Again, if 2 factors are the same, then it must be making up a perfect square. And the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 49 is 7. Following the pattern, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you like it, click the like button. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button and the notification bell, because more videos are coming your way. Write a comment on my video if you wish, and visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com. And there you get information on me, which is about my degrees and teaching experience. My video talks about the strategies you're going to use to help you learn your math, and the content has the topics and the number of videos on those topics on my YouTube channel, Math Fully Explained. The black font is what's online right now, and the red font is what will be online in the near future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.